It was a quiet evening in a small suburban town where life moved at a steady, predictable pace. But inside the modest home of the Clarke family, the atmosphere was heavy with worry. 8-year-old Liam Clarke had been battling a severe illness for months, and his parents, Julie and Mark, were doing everything they could to keep their spirits up. Despite the medical bills piling up and the uncertain future, they refused to give up on their bright, imaginative son. Liam was an avid fan of pirates, and one of his greatest joys was watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Johnny Depp's portrayal of Captain Jack Sparrow never failed to bring a smile to Liam's face, even on his worst days. His room was filled with pirate-themed toys, drawings of ships, and a giant poster of Jack Sparrow that hung above his bed. To Liam, Jack Sparrow wasn't just a character, he was a hero. But the family's financial situation had reached a breaking point. Unable to afford the treatments Liam desperately needed, Julie decided to turn to social media for help. She created a heartfelt post, sharing Liam's story and including a picture of him in his hospital bed with the Jack Sparrow poster prominently in the background. "Our little pirate needs your help," she wrote, asking for donations to cover Liam's medical expenses. They knew that it was a long shot, but Liam's parents wanted to try everything in order to save their little boy. Thankfully, God had different plans for Liam. The post quickly gained traction, with friends and strangers alike sharing it across platforms. Among the thousands of shares, the post found its way to an unexpected viewer, Johnny Depp himself. One evening, scrolling through his social media feed, Johnny came across the image of Liam and the plea for help. The sight of the frail boy smiling beneath his poster struck a chord deep within him. Johnny put his phone down and stared at the image for a long moment. He knew he couldn't just scroll past. Picking up the phone, he called his assistant. "Find out everything you can about this kid and his family," he said. "I want to help." Within hours, Johnny's team had gathered the information. Liam was undergoing treatment for a rare illness, and the Clarkes were struggling to keep up with the mounting medical costs. Johnny's heart ached as he learned more about their story. He didn't hesitate. The next day, the Clarkes received a phone call that would change their lives. Julie answered, her voice weary but polite. "Hello. Hi, this is Sarah Collins from Johnny Depp's team," the voice on the other end said warmly. "Johnny saw your post about Liam, and he'd like to help. Can we talk?" Julie nearly dropped the phone. She couldn't believe that something like this was happening. She got used to bad luck at this point, with her family's constant struggles, but this time the tables have turned. A shocked Julie still couldn't believe it. So to make sure she wasn't hearing things, she asked again, "Wait, Johnny Depp? The Johnny Depp?" "Yes," Sarah replied with a chuckle. "He was very moved by Liam's story, and he'd like to take care of the medical expenses." Tears streamed down Julie's face as she struggled to process the words. "Are you serious? You'd do that for us?" "It's already done," Sarah said. "Johnny has also arranged for a little surprise. He'd like to meet Liam in person if that's okay with you." Julie couldn't believe what she was hearing. "Of course, he would love that. Thank you so much." A week later, an expensive-looking black car pulled up outside the Clarke home. Johnny Depp stepped out, dressed casually but unmistakably charismatic. With him was a small team carrying gifts and a custom pirate's chest. Liam, sitting in a wheelchair by the window, gasped when he saw Johnny approach the door. "Mom! Dad! It's Captain Jack Sparrow!" he shouted, his voice filled with more energy than they'd heard in weeks. Johnny entered the house with a warm smile, immediately kneeling beside Liam. "Ahoy there, matey," he said in his best Jack Sparrow voice. "I hear you're the bravest pirate in these parts." Liam's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I try to be," he said shyly. For the next hour, Johnny transformed into Captain Jack Sparrow, regaling Liam with pirate tales and even teaching him how to yo-ho-ho like a proper buccaneer. He presented Liam with the pirate's chest, which was filled with autographed memorabilia, pirate gear, and even a treasure map that led to a chest of chocolate coins. But the biggest surprise came when Johnny sat down with Julie and Mark. "I've spoken to Liam's doctors," he said, his tone serious. "I'm covering all of his medical expenses. You don't have to worry about anything anymore." Julie burst into tears, holding her husband's hand tightly. "We don't know how to thank you," Mark said, his voice thick with emotion. Johnny shook his head. "You don't have to thank me. Liam's the real hero here. I'm just doing my part. Johnny stayed for hours, sharing stories and laughter with the family. He took selfies with Liam, helped him try on pirate hats, and even taught him how to wield a plastic sword. Liam's laughter filled the house, a sound Julie and Mark hadn't heard in months. Before leaving, Johnny hugged Liam tightly. "You keep fighting, mate," he said. "The world needs brave pirates like you." The story of Johnny's visit quickly spread, touching hearts around the world. News outlets picked it up and social media buzzed with praise for the actor's generosity. Fans lauded his kindness, sharing the story as a reminder of the good that still existed in the world. But for the Clarke family, it was more than a story. It was a lifeline. With the financial burden lifted, Liam's parents could focus entirely on his recovery. The treatments, now fully funded, started showing results. Liam began regaining his strength, and his infectious smile returned. He spent his days drawing pirate ships, reenacting scenes from Pirates of the Caribbean, and dreaming of the adventures he would have once he was better. Johnny didn't stop at covering the medical bills. Over the next few months, he kept in touch with the family, checking in on Liam's progress. He even sent video messages as Captain Jack Sparrow to cheer Liam on during particularly tough days. Each time, Liam's face would light up, and his determination to get better grew stronger. Months later, Liam's doctors delivered the news the Clarkes had been praying for. The treatments had worked. Liam was on the road to recovery. To celebrate, Johnny invited the family to the set of his latest movie, where Liam was given a VIP experience. He got to see behind the scenes, meet the cast, and even call action for one of the scenes. At the end of the visit, Johnny gathered the cast and crew for a special announcement. "This brave young man has reminded us all of what it means to be a true hero," he said, his arm around Liam. "And to honor him, we've named a ship in the movie after him." The crowd erupted in applause as Liam beamed with pride. The moment was immortalized in the film, ensuring that Liam's story would be remembered for years to come. Years later, Liam would look back on that time as the turning point in his life. Inspired by Johnny's kindness, he grew up determined to make a difference in the lives of others. He became a pediatric doctor, dedicating his career to helping children facing similar challenges. Through it all, he kept the pirate's chest and the memories of that magical day as a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness could change the course of someone's life. Sometimes you have to believe that everything will turn out great, that there is someone out there willing to help you out. Did some good Samaritan change your life? If so, let us know your story in the comments below.